The Southwest Film and Television Archive is the official film and tape archive for the Southwest. We are the largest regional film archive in the country. We work very closely with the British Film Institute. We also work very closely with the wider Film Archive network, and we are a key partner in the Plymouth History Centre project. The archive came into being in 1993 following the closure of the TSW studio, and the archive was set up to preserve and care for that body of work. Our core collection is the Westwood and TSW material, dating right back to the beginning of Westwood, right through to 1992. But we also have over 1,000 amateur collections deposited with the archive by local filmmakers, by those who are related to local filmmakers, and also by local businesses as well. And those collections date right back to the 1890s. Supporting what I do in the archive, there is a team of expert archive staff. We have a specialist administrator on board who is a rights clearance and licensing expert. We also have a specialist archive technician who is responsible for maintaining and looking after all of the traditional equipment that we have in the archive.
I've worked at the archive since the autumn of 1993. I spend most of my time researching film requests for the general public, broadcasters and international filmmakers. We have some unique footage here. We have footage of life around Plymouth made by Endicott, which went from the 1920s right through to the 1960s. These are all amateur collections, and without them the life of the Southwest will be lost forever. The archive has to have the equipment of the time that the films were made. To this end, we have a telecine from 1960s vintage. We also have Steenbecks from the 60s and 70s and beta players from the 1980s. Without this equipment, of course, all this footage that we have will not be seen again.
We have around 20 volunteers who come in on a weekly basis to support the core work of the archive. Now, at SWFTA we have around 250,000 individual films, and the volunteers are helping us by cataloguing, digitising and researching the content that we have, so that whenever an inquiry comes into us, the volunteers are really helping us find out what we've got in the collection so that we can respond to those inquiries.
I started to volunteer here at the archive on the film side because it's important that somebody like me with my knowledge of the film here and what the film consists of, that I can help the archive, and I have. For instance, a lot of the films, believe it or not, might be out of sync. My skill is matching picture and sound together so they run together. That's what I do here to help conserve the archive for future generations to look at.
I heard about a job which was going here as a volunteer. The gentleman who'd done it before had retired, I think. And that was looking after the 8mm and 9.5 small gauge cine films that people donate from their own private collections. Something I've done all my life virtually is just project cine films. All right, I wasn't so much into the archive side, but I was able to view them and do all the necessary bits that the archive need.
SWFTA undertakes research for a variety of different audiences. We have a very strong community profile. We have inquiries from local organisations, from local WI groups down in Cornwall, for instance, who are looking for footage to display to their members as part of a community screening. The work that is undertaken in that is quite a lengthy process. So when an inquiry comes into us, we first have to sit down and research possible content. After that, our technical staff and volunteers then start to digitise and edit the compilation that we eventually give to that member of the public. So it can often take weeks or months to actually put together content for one screening, for one film show. Members of the public can access the content. We do ask that people make appointments if they want to come in and view any footage, but they can email us, they can telephone us, and we will undertake research on their behalf. One of the current big projects, major projects that SWFTA is involved with is the Plymouth History Centre project. And SWFTA is a key partner in that project alongside Plymouth City Council, which is the lead organisation, the South West Image Bank and Plymouth University.
The Plymouth History Centre is the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to be able to bring 5 at-risk collections together, show them in a new history centre, which will be 3 times the size of the original one now. It's going to be where the museum is now, but what we'll be doing is taking over the library that's beside it as well, and just extending the 2 buildings. The architects are working on the designs at the moment. It should be finished in 2020, just in time for the Mayflower 400 celebrations.
For me, the moving image is an incredibly powerful tool for learning and for engagement. And it has this power to bring people and communities together in a communal way and allow them to step back into the past and experience it for themselves from the comfort of their armchair.